Hey everyone, Ben here, and this is the 10 Nm Simagic Alpha Mini wheelbase that I've been using on my rig for nearly 3 months now. After solid use, I figured this is a good time to share my reflections and experience of using this kit to possibly help you decide if this is the wheelbase for you. An important notice at the outset, I have zero relationship with Simagic, the hardware manufacturer. I purchased this wheelbase with my own money after my AccuForce wheelbase suffered a failure. I do though have a working relationship with one of Simagic's UK online resellers, SimHound. That includes an affiliate link which you can check out in the description below if you're looking to purchase new sim racing equipment from them. Shopping via that link costs you nothing extra but will provide Broca Sim Racing with a small referral commission. And as an added bonus, you can get a 5% discount on whatever you buy if you use the code LBROCA5 when you check out. And for absolute clarity, none of the above has any bearing whatsoever on my reflections on this wheelbase that I'm going to show you today. So, first things first, for those of you looking for a 2-minute summary of whether this could be the right wheelbase for you, I think the Simagic Alpha Mini is an ideal wheelbase for those looking to step up into your first direct drive wheel. Sure, there are cheaper, lower powered units out there, but my gut says that many sim racers will ultimately end up wanting more, and will go on to upgrade anyway, so why waste time and money? It's also great for those like me who've been using older hardware for some time and haven't experienced newer generations of direct drive wheelbases. I moved to the Alpha Mini after a few years of using the AccuForce V2, a unit which actually has marginally more power, and yet I've been really impressed with the Alpha Mini experience. It's also ideal for those with a solid and sturdy rig that want a high quality and compact wheelbase that blends into the background of your setup. That said, you do also need to be working with a decent budget, around £600 for the base and a few £100 for a wheel rim on top. And in the same vein, the Alpha Mini is probably not so good for those of you who have a bigger budget and want more power and are looking for the very best sim racing equipment money can buy in 2024. This, after all, is a product for the lower to mid-range part of the direct drive market, and I imagine that now reflects a sizable chunk of sim racers across the globe. But now let's get into some of the detail. The installation experience for the Alpha Mini was pretty straightforward. It comes with 4 M6 threaded holes to use to attach to your rig, and it required no changes to the standard base plate I have on my track racer cockpit to do so. And while as ever it can be a little fiddly to get screws into a wheelbase when you're working in the blind, it didn't take too long to attach it to the rig, and overall it feels pretty solid. The base itself weighs in at a little over 6 kilograms and provides 10 Nm of torque, placing the unit right in the mid-range of direct drive wheels now on offer in terms of the strength of force feedback. Similar to the R9 and R12 from Moza or the La Prima unit from Acertech. I can't make a direct comparison to those units as I haven't had the pleasure of using them, but I can say that compared to the 13 Nm AccuForce V2 that I used to use, the quality of the force feedback here is very smooth and precise. You feel the weight of the car shifting as you go through corners, you get detail from the curbs, and when you begin to lose grip in the tyres, you get the feedback you need to try and correct oversteer and save the oncoming spin. All in all, driving with the Simagic Alpha Mini wheelbase is a pleasure, and honestly, I haven't once missed the 3 Nm of torque that I've apparently given up. The form factor is good. It looks like a serious grown up piece of kit and not remotely like a toy. It's made of an aluminium alloy and carbon fibre and looks really compact and sleek. In fact, of all of the comparable units out there, for me, it's the most aesthetically pleasing. It also fits seamlessly into my rig. I like the fact that it essentially blends into the background, and because of the dimensions, it allows me to position my monitor exactly where I want it for maximum immersion. I'm using the wheelbase wirelessly with the Simagic GT Neo Rim, and in my experience so far, the quick release works well and offers good stability. The unit is quiet when in use, and so far in 3 months, it's simply worked exactly as advertised. In terms of software to help you configure the wheel, Simagic Sim Pro Manager offers the range of options that you'd expect in terms of tweaking force feedback settings, and generally provides handy tooltips to give the less experienced sim racers and noobs, like me, a better sense of what each does. You can save different setting profiles for different sims, which is really handy and saves you having to independently configure the wheelbase each time. And again, so far at least, I've had no issues with titles ranging from the official F1 series through to iRacing or Race Room, from automatically detecting the hardware I'm using and allowing me to get racing pretty much straight away. All of which might leave you wondering, are there any downsides? Well, honestly, I'm not too sure there are many big ones. The one wrinkle I've had is very occasionally the Sim Pro Manager software has failed to recognise my wheel or the base upon me booting it up, which has required me to power down the unit and restart it. Doing this once has thus far resolved the issue, and I imagine an update will arrive at some stage to iron that issue out. What about the price point? Well, at the time of publishing this video, the Alpha Mini is available for around £605, which is just for the base itself. You'll be paying extra for a wheel rim to use with it. That makes it a little bit more expensive than the Moser equivalent bases like the R9 or the R12, and slightly more expensive than the Acertec La Prima base too. Pair the base with the Simagic GT Neo wheel though, as I've done, and you're getting a high quality direct drive wheel and base for around £900, which for me still represents very decent value and is broadly in line with those other brands. Of course, there's also a much wider ecosystem of Simagic gear available, with a whole host of steering wheels and pedals you can pair with the base. Would all of the above be even better if I'd opted for the 15Nm Alpha unit or 23Nm Alpha U unit? Well, I imagine it would, but I'm also not sure I'd get near to utilising the full amount of force that those bases offer, especially the Alpha U. Despite having this YouTube channel, I'm a relatively casual sim racer who balances time in the rig with work and family. Maybe one day I'll try a more powerful wheelbase and be blown away by it, but for now my feeling is 10Nm gives me all the power and feedback I'm going to need for the foreseeable future. So there you go folks, my impressions of the Simagic Alpha Mini wheelbase after a few months of dedicated use on my rig. If you're interested in shopping for Simagic gear, don't forget you can do so using the Broca Sim Racing affiliate link for SimHound in the description below, where you'll also find the discount code you can apply to your transaction. And if it's live on the channel, you can also find a link on the screen right now to my hands-on review of the Simagic GT Neo wheel rim as well. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, leave a like, get subscribed to the channel for more, and I will see you on the next one.